Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So in this tutorial we'll be looking at this integral from 0 to 1 over 4 square root of 3 of 2x sine inverse of 2x divided by the square root of 1 minus 4x squared dx. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you are supporting my channel by hitting the subscribe button. So I will continue uploading engaging tutorials on integrals. So let's solve this integral. So first, let's start off by using U-sub. We can let U be equal to the sine inverse of 2x. Sine inverse of 2x. Can refresh your memory here. If y is equals to the sine inverse of x, the derivative dy dx is the 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared. I made a tutorial about this, so make sure you know how to differentiate sine inverse function. So this one we can differentiate. Du dx is going to be 1 all over the square root of 1 minus 2x squared times the derivative of 2x with respect to x, which is 2. Then we have du is equals to 1 all over the square root of 1 minus 4x squared. I can write the 2 here. Dx. What about u? So from here, when you have u is equals to the sine inverse of 2x, we can take sine on both sides. We have sine u is equals to sine of the sine inverse of 2x. And here sine u will be equal to sine of the sine inverse, that is just 2x. In that case, we can isolate x to be 1/2 sine of u. So that is an expression for x. We have an expression for x. We have an expression for du in terms of dx. What we need now is the change in limits. So we can do that in blue. Change in limits. When x is equal to 0, that is this lower limit. What is the value of u? U is going to be the sine inverse of 2x. That is 2 times 0. Which is 0, because sine inverse of 0 is 0. What about the upper limit? When x is equals to 1/4 square root of 3, u is going to be the sine inverse of 2 times 1/4 square root of 3. And that is the sine inverse of square root over 2, which is 60. 60 is the same thing as pi over 3. So this one is the upper limit now. So we can rearrange our integral. As the integral from 0 to 1 over 4 square root of 3 times x, here sine inverse of 2x, and then I will bring 2 all over the square root of 1 minus 4x squared dx. So after rearranging this, we can now take everything from the x world into the u world pretty nicely. So now our u world integral is now going to be the integral from, instead of 0 to 1 over 4 square root of 3, is now from 0 to pi over 3. X, what is x? X, we found an expression for x. X is 1/2 sine u, which is 1/2 sine of u, times sine inverse of 2x. What is sine inverse of 2x? That is u. And what is 2 all divided by the square root of 1 minus 4x squared? That is just du here, from here. So we can replace that with du. So our integral has now been reduced to 1/2 the integral of u from 0 to pi over 3 sine of u. Sine of u du. So we can now use integration by parts in this one. So I'll just use a DI method, D for differentiation, I for integration. We are going to differentiate u and integrate sine u. This is plus, this is minus, plus. Next, when we differentiate u, we are getting 1. When we integrate sine u, we are getting negative cosine u. When we differentiate 1, we are getting 0. When we differentiate negative cosine u, we are getting negative sine u. So we are done with this. So we can now take the product of the diagonal terms like that. And that will be the value of this integral. So our integral, which is 1/2, the integral from 0 to pi over 3 u sine of u du is going to be u times negative cosine u plus, this is negative 1 times negative sine of u. That is just the product of the diagonal terms. The next one is 0 multiplied by any integral here is going to be 0 anyways. So this is the value of our integral. So we are now ready to plug in. So this one is multiplied by 1/2. Forget that. So this is 1/2. This is negative u cosine of u plus sine of u. Negative, negative. This becomes sine of u minus u cosine of u. 1/2. Then we are evaluating this integral from 0 to pi over 3. Forgot to write them all along. From 0 to pi over 3. So first we plug in pi over 3 first. 1/2 sine of pi over 3 minus pi over 3 cosine of pi over 3. That is the upper limit minus the lower limit. The lower limit is sine of 0 minus 0 times cosine of 0. All this is multiplied by 1/2. We have 1/2 sine of pi over 3, that is sine 60. Sine 60 is the square root of 3 over 2 minus pi over 3. Cosine of 60, cosine of 60 is half. Minus sine of 0 is 0, 0 times cosine of 0, which is 1, 0 times 1 is 0, so 0 minus 0 is 0, so the lower limit is 0. This evaluates to half the square root of 3 over 2 minus pi over 6. And that evaluates to the square root of 3 over 4 minus pi over 12. So this is the value of our integral. So therefore our integral, which is the integral from 0 to 1/4 square root of 3 2x sine inverse of 2x all over the square root of 1 minus 4x squared dx is square root of 3 over 4 minus pi over 12. So this is the value of our integral. So that is how we solve this integral. So if you find this video helpful, make sure to support my channel by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.